Mr. Mica.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for holding this. This is, again, I think a very important hearing, particularly us, we that have the Veterans Hospital we've been waiting for so long in Central Florida. When I go home, recently I hear from folks, and my veterans ask me, when's the hospital going to be open? And when I have folks that don't have a job and seeking employment, they ask me, construction is probably 15 to 20% unemployment in Central Florida. They ask me, when can I get a job? So my questions center around that. Now, Chairman, you know, we were alerted of the delays, and the Chairman went down almost immediately upon request and toured, and I wasn't able to go with him, so I came right after his visit. And we sat down, and when I sat down with the VA, they told me by March 15th they would have a recalculation plan. It was sounded like a little bit like that lady you have in your GPS box, you know, recalculating. So unfortunately, I'm hearing that recalculating too much, because they told me March 15th they would have a plan. Then about a week ago, we met here behind closed doors, and the March 15th, and I saw in the notes you had a meeting on the 14th with VA, but then they were saying recalculating again sometime in April. Then the most important question I think that was asked is when we're going to open this thing, and they said, well, VA says midsummer 2013, but the contractors are saying December or the end of 2013. Mr. Gorey, what's the story?
You want to answer?
Can anybody tell me,
Yeah.
Mr. Dry?
Yeah.
When's their opening?
I can't tell you that, but I can.
But you just got the design, right, Mr. Gorey?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Webster was in HAV. He's a contractor. I was a developer. You got the design now. When do you think we can open the door? That's what I got to go back Thursday, and they're going to ask me, veterans, when is that thing going to open? So, do you guys know?
I think the answer lies with your statement of we just got the drawings. So if we're
mid-April you could tell us, or the end of April you can recalculate again and then give us a deadline.
That would be we're sitting here, end of March, so that would be a fair assessment.
Okay, because
mid to end of April we would be able to give you a.
VA is telling us something different next summer, and that doesn't appear to be realistic since you just got the drawings and there may be even more change orders coming.
I would definitely tell you that the project will not be open in summer of 2013.
A couple of quick questions. The other thing is, the only good news was I heard this was going to come in under budget, and I'd heard figures. Now, I just heard some figures that you told me that at least $30 million more for something, and all these change orders, all of these, again, being in development, contracting over here. When you do a change order, there's costs. So are we looking at under budget? Are we looking at over budget, or what?
Under our contract, under our current contract value, Mr. Mica, we, provided a rough order of magnitude, and it's a guess because, again, the documents are still out there. We don't know when the job's going to finish.
So it could go over.
It won't. It not could. It will. It will go.
Will go over. That's not happy news for the taxpayers, because we thought we were going to have again lower cost on this, but I guess the confusion has a price tag. There were 400 workers. I have folks that are losing their homes, people that can't survive week to week because they don't have a construction job. There were 400 people on the job, and I was told 1,100 to 1,200 should be on the job. When do you think we'll have that number?
Again, if we have a chance to assess, recalculate where we are, we would think in the next 6 to 8 weeks we would have a full plan in place, assuming we got a price put together and a accepted change order.
So maybe next summer. This summer, rather. This summer,
sir.
We might be up to full employment.
Yes, sir.
Finally, Mr. Chairman, just one point of privilege. My committee oversees FEMA, and we, on the New Orleans project, this is a good update for all of us, because 2005 we had the hurricane. June 1st, 2009, I went out 4 years later and did a hearing in a boarded-up charity hospital, which now is under construction. Is that correct? Isn't Charity under construction?
The New Orleans project is under construction now, yes.
And the VA hospital's right across the way. The VA hospital, of course, now there are extenuating circumstances because of some of the local issues, but we really haven't started construction on the VA hospital. Not to mention that the old VA hospital is supposed to be converted to a clinic. Is that correct? Could you have your staff work with our staff to see what's going on there? This, last time I checked today, was March 27th, 2012, and New Orleans, we're still a long ways away. Charity Hospital, which was boarded up, we had it unboarded, did the hearing there, and also focused on the VA, because that wasn't their fault, that was government's fault. FEMA would not make a decision. That's when we set an arbitrary manner to move forward with decisions for both VA and private sector reimbursement. But our committees will be glad to work with you, because it sounds like New Orleans is headed downstream instead of upstream. Thank you. Yield back.